Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you tired of all the nonsense you hear from these financial shows like this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine.
And then they went bankrupt. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Your 401k, they take half of all the money you put away. Look, it's not about the money you're saving. It's about where you invest it and not in a 401k. Join my gang. Start using charts. I'll teach you how to use a chart so that you can maximize your returns on the money you do have. And the earlier you get started, the better. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. We're a teaching format. And boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Wouldn't you love to be a business owner without ever having to show up at work? Imagine if you could sit back, watch your company grow, and collect the dividends. Now, this situation might sound like a pipe dream, but is closer to reality than you think with Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Phil teaches you the basics of stock trading and investing. For only $49.95 a month, you have complete access to all Phil's Gang material, plus Phil's daily live trading class where you'll learn how to invest in stocks. And Phil will tell you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any other location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grande has been helping people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies for over 15 years. Wouldn't you love to be a business owner? Wouldn't you love to take full control of your financial future? With Phil's Gang, you can. Simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. There's so much bad news out there. Let me give you some good news. The good news is you can retire when you're 65 years of age. You can live the same lifestyle you've come accustomed to, but you're going to have to make a change. And what's that change? To get rid of your 401k. It's a scam. It doesn't work. We've never seen more people pulling their money out of 401ks than right now. $40 billion just in this last few quarters. Because they know it doesn't work. So they're taking their money and stuffing it in the mattress. That's not what to do. Look, it's not about the money you put away. It's about how you invest that money. And clearly 401ks don't work. But it does work here at Phil's Gang. philsgang.com, where we just got a return of over 35% in copper.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, we come in the morning, we have what we call coffee talk, but we just don't sit around and throw the bowl. Or joke or laugh. Our coffee talk is serious. Every morning before you start out investing, we have an intense discussion on what is going on and where we should be investing. Because it's all about not the money, but where you're putting that money. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and enjoy the best coffee in town.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
They may very well have talked about golf and their grandchildren, as the Attorney General claims, but would she shake the hand of the wife of a mafia don that she was investigating, or would she sit down and talk with the spouse of a drug cartel chieftain? Answer no. She has a duty to avoid the appearance of impropriety.
Well, I guess so. What a big story. Incredible, isn't it? Doesn't it show how the Clintons just put themselves above everybody? Above everybody. They're different. Yeah, but I love it when she runs for president. She said, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. Well, if I got off my bicycle and I saw Loretta Lynch, think I could go up to the plane and just walk in and discuss anything I wanted to? Never mind a crime. It's terrible. This goes to show things are rigged. When Trump says things are rigged, it tells you it's rigged. Right to the stock market. Everything's rigged. It's unbelievable, isn't it? But the one good thing about the stock market is it's liquid. Anytime you buy a stock, you can click the old mouse and get right out. That's the beautiful thing about it. And there's tremendous liquid in the stock market all the time. You don't have to worry, can I find a buyer? So whether, they're going to fix it so that Hillary will never get prosecuted, that's what that was all about. And I heard someone say today, which I thought was a great explanation why it occurred and why Loretta Lynch let it occur. They're very, very close, the Clintons and Loretta Lynch. And also, that Obama is not going to let Clinton get prosecuted because he has to have her win the presidency to carry on his legacy or to keep his legacy in place. He knows that Trump would take his legacy and within 1 year just tear it apart, especially the health care. That would be totally gone. He has a lot riding on Hillary Clinton, a lot. And he's got to make sure she doesn't get prosecuted. I believe what happened, and I should say I heard this and I agree with it, that they want to muck it up. We're waiting now, anytime, for the decision to come out by Loretta Lynch if she is going to prosecute Hillary Clinton. It could come out any day now. So they had to get it beyond the election, beyond November. So this was fixed. The fix was in. Exactly what happened. You think it was a coincidence those two planes landed at the airport in Phoenix? The idea was to do what they did. And then that would cause an upheaval. And that means they now got to appoint a special prosecutor. That's why they did it. She's got to step aside, and there's no choice. There's got to be a special prosecutor. That will take about a year. Take about a year to get a special prosecutor. That means it puts it beyond the election, beyond November. And when she does become president, and I believe she will, that they won't touch her. They can't touch her. Once she's president, that's it. She's immune. They can't touch her. They can't arrest her. That's it. And then do you think they will deal with it after? Of course not. They'll just let it go once she gets out of office in the next 8 years. I thought that was a great explanation why they did this. Because everybody said, well, how could they do this? They're both lawyers. All three of them are lawyers. Hillary, Bill, and Lynch, the lawyers, they know they shouldn't do this. They wouldn't do this with anybody that they're prosecuting. And that had to be the answer. They weren't dumb. These aren't dumb people. They calculate everything. There's nothing they do. And talking about calculating, did anybody catch the speech she was making? And she reads it from a teleprompter. And they even tell her, it says, when to sigh. When to sigh. So when she was reading the teleprompter, she said the word sigh instead of sighing. This is how calculated these miserable people are. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is unbelievable. She'll say sigh instead of sighing. This is what you're going to get for the president for the next 8 years.
So all he can do is try to distract us. That's even why he's attacking my faith. Sigh.
And what really gets me are the idiots behind her that are laughing and applauding. Anybody that applauds for her makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, think about it. This woman is a vicious woman. Sure, Trump's made mistakes. But for every mistake that Trump made, you could match 3 that she's made. Terrible. So, but that goes to show you how programmed she is, how calculated it is. Every word, what she wears, everything. She's totally programmed. Trump is himself. And they're using that against him. They're using it against him. I'm sure they had a meeting with Trump and they brought in the best brains in the world when it comes to politics. And they all told him, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. And finally Trump said, I'm me. I'm me. But the problem is the press. And we never had so many liberals in this country. And we never had a press that was the PR department. I mean, total PR department for this administration for Hillary. They were able to swing this thing against Trump. He can't win. There's no way he's going to reach 92%. He's at 72% Republicans. He's only going to get 72% of the Republican votes. 72% of the Republicans are on his side. Nobody in this world can ever become president at 72%. You got to have your own party about 92%. And he can't get it because the establishment, the Republican establishment, are against him because this is how stupid they are. They're so afraid of him. They're so afraid of him because, see, they know if he comes in, he's going to bust trade, which should be busted. He's going to bust the whole network, the good old boy network. So instead of saying, look, you know what, we better get behind Trump. And if we don't like it, we don't like him, we got to put the country ahead of what we like and what we want. And to protect ourselves, we got to put the country first. Because you can't have Hillary Clinton appointing the next justices. Because once you appoint these justices, the world will change forever. So here's what they're saying. Let Hillary Clinton go in. We don't care who she appoints. We don't care how bad she screws things up. She'll be a one-term president. And they will get rid of her then. This way here, though, we won't let Trump win. We won't let him win. We won't get behind Trump. The governors are not going to get, the Republican governors are not getting behind Trump. The leaders in the Republican Party are not getting behind Trump. And that's why he can't get from 72 to 92%. That's why he can't get there. Isn't that unbelievable to think about that? These dirty politicians, these Republicans, said they're going to put their own desire, their own needs above the country. Exactly what's been going on the last 8 years of Obama. The same thing. Isn't that unbelievable? So you know what you got to do? Concentrate on creating wealth. And there's no better place in the world than the stock market. And with my gang, Phil's gang, you just got to take care of yourself because you can't fight this. You can't. We'll be right back. It is 15 past the hour on Phil's gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, every day we hear from Wall Street, you turn on the TV, and they're telling us how the economy's great, everything's great. And these are the same people that run the 401ks who, with a 2% fee, take more than half of your money and put it in their pocket. You will never retire comfortably in a 401k. But try to convince 90 million people, it's almost impossible. People just don't listen. They get comfortable and stay with these 401ks. They don't work. You're not going to be able to retire. It's simple. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Join the gang, try it for a month, and we're going to show you how to use a chart. And that is going to put you in such a comfort zone of retirement.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you tired of all the nonsense you hear from these financial shows like this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine.
And then they went bankrupt. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Your 401k, they take half of all the money you put away. Look, it's not about the money you're saving. It's about where you invest it and not in a 401k. Join my gang. Start using charts. I'll teach you how to use a chart so that you can maximize your returns on the money you do have. And the earlier you get started, the better. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With the false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest, fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009 and they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? Been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to Phil's Gang Radio Show. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Let's go to the Stock Corner.
Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
It's also brought to you by Walter's Way, a wonderful book. Walter Scheer, a wonderful man. And remember, this book, you should pick it up because it is a terrific book. It's an exciting book to read. It's all about entrepreneur. And if you don't have to be an entrepreneur to enjoy this book, because when you read about this man, I mean, this is a man's man. I mean, you're talking about a generation that, I mean, we've lost. What a wonderful generation we lost. Incredible. He's 92 years young. And when I sit and talk with this man, I just get fascinated. I always tell Marta, you know, that generation, wow, what if we didn't have that generation? Can you imagine if we didn't have that generation? What would have happened? I mean, it was that generation right there that really put this country together. You know, and July 4th coming, you have to think about that. You have to think about the meeting of July 4th. You have to think about men like Walter Scheer. If we didn't have men like him. The type of people, or the men, our founders, who signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776, they're men like Walter. Had tremendous courage. You know the courage that it took to sign the Declaration of Independence? Think about it. And then go back and think about Obama when he drew a line in the sand and says to Syria and ISIS, don't you cross that. Don't you cross that. You cross that line, I'm going to get you. And they crossed the line. What did he do? Nothing. He's a coward. He was a coward. He showed cowardice in the face of the enemy. But think about these men who signed the Declaration of Independence, the difference between those men and somebody like Obama. Just think about Thomas Jefferson and all the signers of the Declaration of Independence. They were declaring freedom for Great Britain. You know the incredible courage. Think about it. It was the equivalent of signing their death warrant. They signed it knowing they were defenseless against the greatest army since Rome. Without question. They would set sail, and they're going to come to America, and they were going to crush the revolt of these defenseless colonies. They knew they were defenseless. They knew. They knew their states were scattered. They didn't have the arms. They didn't have the numbers to defend themselves. Are you kidding? Against the British army? That's like the Roman army. Think of the courage. They signed this knowing that they were going to get into a war that they didn't have any guns, for God's sakes. And look at the cowardness of this administration. They're cowards. They're totally cowards. They're cowards when it comes to ISIS. Thank God it wasn't Obama who was Jefferson back then. Imagine that if Obama lived back then and was the Jefferson, we'd still be a colony under Great Britain. So, but the people in the colonies that were scattered all over this country, they had enough. They had enough of British domination. They had it. They wanted to be free. They wanted to make their own decisions. They wanted to govern themselves. They wanted liberty. So even knowing they were going to die, they could not defend themselves. They signed the Declaration of Independence. They had a ceremony after they signed it. And then they went to after the State House, they signed it. They signed it at what they call now Independence Hall. And once they signed it, the Liberty Bell rang out. And the coat of arms of the King of England was taken down. What courage! Can you imagine? You're defenseless. You're going against Great Britain, the biggest army in the world, and you take that. Not only do you sign a declaration saying we're free from you, and you give them the bird, they turn around and take down their coat of arms, the coat of arms of the King of England. That'd make him pretty grumpy, wouldn't you think? And you can't defend yourself, and you do that anyways. What does Obama do with ISIS? He sends them $150 billion to Iran, where Valerie Jarrett, the real president of this country, of this nation, give them $150 billion to continue funding terrorism. They're the number one state of terrorism, Iran. That's how cowardly they are. That's how cowardly they are. Can you imagine, again, if Obama and Valerie Jarrett and Hillary lived back in 1776? Like I said, we would be driving around, I guess, with, I don't know, British cars. John Adams, he was a signer of the Declaration. Again, courage. In a letter to his wife, he wrote, it ought to be celebrated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be celebrated with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward, forevermore. That's what he wrote. Now, can you imagine Obama? What do you think the first thing he'd do? He'd try to take your gun away. He would, if he was back then, he'd say, no. We got to take your guns away. Or no, fireworks? Oh, no, you need permits. You got to have permits. He'd make sure everybody, and you'd have to have a permit for the parade. Oh, my God. Bonfires. Oh, you'd have to get those permits 10 years in advance. Imagine have a bonfire under Obama. He'd have the EPA all over you. Are you nuts? Can you imagine Obama, his administration, if they lived back then, if they were in charge? Oh, my God. What are you, nuts? But the celebration was awful short, and then the horrible fighting began. We'll talk more about that in stocks when we get back, celebrating the true July 4th and what you should really be thinking about and celebrating. 28 past the hour.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grande is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with a prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grande has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Phil Grande is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with a prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grande has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grande and philsgang.com helps folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $49.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's being taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're a teaching format. Boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Born down in a dead man's town. The first kick that took us when I hit the ground. End up like a dog as we beat too much till you spend half your life just covering up.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're celebrating July 4th. And remember what July 4th is about. It's about celebrating courage. This is celebrating our founders who, with no weaponry, who are defenseless, sign a declaration that they're free, that they're breaking away from Great Britain. They didn't have any army. They knew the biggest army in the world would come and crush them. They knew their colonies were spread everywhere. They didn't have any numbers to fight, but the courage. They wanted freedom, the courage. And when you compare that to this administration, it makes you sick to your stomach. It's amazing, isn't it? But the celebration was short. The horrible, horrible fighting began. The deaths, the bankruptcies. Many of the signers died. The ones who signed the declaration. Families were torn apart. Businesses, farms, all destroyed. Can you imagine? They had the guts. The freedoms declared by the Declaration was secured at an incredible cost. Imagine the courage. Thank God Obama was not John Adams or Jefferson back then. On July 4th, they had all the bells ringing. Everybody was celebrating, the flags. And they knew what they were facing. Even so, they had the shop windows all decorated with red, white, and blue. Churches were holding special services, even knowing that Great Britain was on the way to crush them on that first 4th of July. Wow. Unbelievable, the cost. So, when you are cooking your hot dogs, your hamburgers, just remember really what July 4th is about. This weekend, what it's really about. A time for all of us who really cherish the original dream, the one for which so many have died, individually, collectively, declared our independence. We got to think about these people. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you know, it's interesting too. While they fought for this country, think of what this administration is doing to this country, destroying it from within. Destroying it from within. Our economy. Our economy. I mean, it's just terrible what's going on. I have to laugh because when you think about it, 84, when you have the 84% of the people in this country that were polled said they're nervous about this administration's ability to prevent terrorist attacks. Well, I would be too. I mean, think about it. He lied to us about the number of detainees who were released from Gitmo and returned back to the battlefield to kill our young men and women in uniform. Obama said, oh, just a handful. Don't worry about it. I love his fair notion of a handful. 653 were released. 163 documented that went back to the battlefield, continued their terrorism killing. Imagine, think of the courage it took to sign the Declaration of Independence. The army that you were facing, and you were defenseless. And here, with the most powerful army in the world, Obama releases the people. Releases them. Are you kidding? A lot of these that were released are now sitting on the most wanted list of Saudi Arabia, believe it or not. Unbelievable. And listen to this. This is what Loretta Lynch had to say about the how to treat terrorism. Listen to this.
Our most effective response to terror and to hatred is compassion, to unity, and its love.
Love? That's how you treat these people? Love? I mean, it's how you teach. I mean, this is, people, animals. This is how you treat these animals with love and compassion. Wow, what a bunch of cowards we have leading this country, isn't it? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But they are destroying this country from within. Take a look at the bond market. A huge bubble is being created, bigger and bigger, bigger than any stock bubble in the history of this country. When it implodes, it'll leave behind more destruction in its wake than all the market crashes in our history combined. Investors around the world, and here in the U.S., they no longer respect this administration, this country, and the way it combats the spreading of Islamic attacks. Look at San Bernardino, Orlando. Again, Loretta Lynch, what did she say? She's our top cop. The most effective way to fight these terrorists is to have compassion and love. Are you kidding me? And instead of showing anger against the terrorists who did the savage killings in Paris, San Bernardino, and Orlando, she warned any American who used unkind rhetoric against Islam or Muslims or Muslim extremists, she would prosecute them. She didn't show any anger or even mention capturing them and prosecuting the terrorists. Can you imagine? I mean, what is she, nuts? One of the ways they felt that they could combat these ISIS who take Christians, put them in a cage, sodomize them first, and then they burn them or drown them or just cut their heads off. Here's their idea. Listen to this.
We cannot kill our way out of this war. We need, in the longer term, medium and longer term, to go after the root causes that leads people to join these groups. We can work with countries around the world to help improve their governance. We can help them build their economy so they can have job opportunities for these people.
Build their economy? We can't even build our economy. What are you, nuts? We have 95 million people out of work. We have a true unemployment rate of 23%, 18%. Use 18%. What are you, nuts? We can't fix our economy. And we're supposed to go over to Syria, sit down with ISIS and say, oh, we're going to come over here and we're going to create jobs for you. We're going to fix your economy. This is the only president who couldn't grow the economy by 3%. We have the lowest labor participation rate in the history of this country with 95 million people out of work, and she's going to go over there and show them how to create an economy? Obama's going to send this nut over there, this nut liberal? When what are we seeing here? Revenues and earnings growth. Both had year-over-year declines, not seen since 2008. As a result, large companies increased their job cuts by 35%. I think when she made that offer to ISIS, they had to look at each other and say, oh my God, if they ever came over here and fixed our economy, they'd beat us. That's how they're going to destroy us. They're going to offer us to fix they're going to come fix our economy. Thank God we don't do it, because they would totally destroy us. We'd have to surrender. We'd have to surrender. Don't let them come in here. Don't let them come here and fix our economy in Syria. Oh my God, we'll lose. We'll lose. We'll have to put the white flags instead of the black flags. What a bunch of horses, arses. Unbelievable.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, every day we hear from Wall Street, you turn on the TV, and they're telling us how the economy's great, everything's great, and these are the same people that run the 401ks, who, with a 2% fee, take more than half of your money and put it in their pocket. You will never retire comfortably in a 401k. But try to convince 90 million people, it's almost impossible. People just don't listen. They get comfortable and stay with these 401ks. They don't work. You're not going to be able to retire. It's simple. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Join the gang. Try it for a month. And we're going to show you how to use a chart And that is going to put you in such a comfort zone of retirement.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, we come in the morning, we have what we call coffee talk. But we just don't sit around and throw the bull, or joke or laugh. Our coffee talk is serious. Every morning before you start out investing, we have an intense discussion on what is going on and where we should be investing. Because it's all about not the money, but where you're putting that money. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and enjoy the best coffee in town.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? Been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Aren't you tired of all the nonsense you hear from these financial shows like this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine.
And then they went bankrupt. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Your 401k, they take half of all the money you put away. Look, it's not about the money you're saving. It's about where you invest it and not in a 401k. Join my gang. Start using charts. I'll teach you how to use a chart so that you can maximize your returns on the money you do have. And the earlier you get started, the better. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Put your money to work. Make your investments pay. Listen to Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
We've seen that this continues to be a difficult fight, but we are making significant progress.
Despite all our progress against ISIL on the battlefield and in the financial realm, our efforts have not reduced the group's terrorism capability and global reach.
ISIL's ranks are shrinking as well.
The numbers of ISIL fighters now far exceeds what Al-Qaeda had at its height.
As ISIL continues to lose territory, it also continues to lose the money that it is its lifeblood.
And it continues to generate at least tens of millions of dollars in revenue per month.
Beyond Syria and Iraq, ISIL is also losing ground in Libya.
The branch in Libya is probably the most developed and most dangerous.
Imagine that. Isn't that? Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Isn't that incredible? We got a president, not only is he a coward, he's a liar. Just like when he ran his campaign, he misled us. He stated his spending growth was really lower than the previous presidents. Remember, he kept telling us, I spend a lot less than all the previous presidents. A total lie. When in fact, he increased his spending by 20% more than all the other presidents. He just lied about it. For every $1 in revenue that comes in, Congress spends $2.06. That's called a deficit. I call it dumb. proving that the best minds are not in government. And the 20 trillion is called a national debt. Now that's the sum of all deficits starting with the first president, or 144 years ago, George Washington. Can you imagine? We're at 20 trillion going back. This all started back with George Washington because they spent more than they took in, and then they'd leave office and kick it down the road for the next president. So now we're up to our 44th president, and it was $10 trillion. He doubled it in 4 years. Let's think about that. 140 years, 44 presidents to get to 10 trillion. He added another 10 trillion in 4 years. It took them 140 years, the other 44 presidents. He's trying to destroy this country from within. The lowest, this is really interesting. If you go back and look at Andrew Jackson in 1835, the national debt was $34,000. They tried to kill him. They tried to assassinate him for it. Can you imagine that? They almost assassinated him for the national debt. People thought he was nuts. $34,000. In 1865, Lincoln, he oversaw a national debt of $3 billion. Hoover, 1929, he oversaw a national debt of $17 billion. Remember Black Tuesday, the market crash? That was because of that debt. How about Harry Truman, 1945? He was overseeing a national debt of $259 billion, a quarter of a trillion. Bush was overseeing $10 trillion, and Obama, in 4 years, after he got in office, in 4 years, doubled it. What are you, nuts? This is crazy. How can he's destroying our country from within? No wonder ISIS turned him down when he offered. Yeah, he offered them to go and fix their country and create jobs. I says, no, that's your secret weapon. You're going to come here and create jobs for us? Oh, boy, that's their secret weapon. They'll wipe us out. Hell, just let them wipe themselves out. You take a look at the stock market, and we had the market drop 14% a year ago, almost a year ago, it was August, because of China, had a little hiccup. And then we had, after they raised rates, that dope, B, raised rates in December, we dropped another 14% in January. Now, think about that. By comparison, she raises the rates 25 basis points, quarter point, and the market dropped 14% because of it. The UK, Great Britain turns around and they lead the EU. Now that is incredible. That is incredible disruption. The market should have went down 20%. They controlled it. They only went down the first day 3.7%. Then it went down the next day about 4% total. That's it. And now it's all the way back up. They brought it all the way back up to where it started. So here's what we got to do to make money now. I told you last December that we were going to make most of our money in 2016 on gold, because I told you this: the economy is out of whack. We owe too much money, and we've been going sideways now in the stock market for 18 months because investors aren't investing. They're taking money out. In the last 16 weeks, they took out $6.8 billion. Yeah, they're taking money out. They're going into the bond market. Don't believe me? Look at the yields. It's dropping. And they're going back into gold. Look at gold today. Up again. We're up in gold, AUI, 150%. GDX, 123%. Now, I'm not saying that every gang member is up that amount of money in those two stocks. What I'm saying to you, they had an opportunity with the PT2 to get to that point that they're a gang member. So the banks right now are really hurting. This last rally we just had, this 4% rally back up or 5% rally back up, 4 to 5%, it's a head fake rally. That's right. The banks are still weak. This market will probably go down one more time. And then they're going to bring in QE. Believe me, QE is coming in. There's no question about it. So if you want to make money, you got to start watching the banks. They got crushed. That's where the money's going to be made. If you're going to jump into gold, you got to be a little careful here. You got to make sure, like I said, wait for a little pullback and then get into your gold. But remember, it's already up 150%, 123%. You're better off looking at the banks, because the banks right now are just like gold was in December when nobody wanted gold. They look just like the banks. Nobody wants the banks. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. You want to be in the banks. But you got to buy them when we get the signal to buy them. You just to go buy them now. And that's why you want to be a gang member. Because this is what I do for you. This is what I do. I take care of it for you. The next thing you want to look at is oil. That's right, oil. Because see, the dollar is going to continue to drop. When the dollar continues to drop, gold's going to keep going up, and so is an oil going to keep going up. This country is in deep trouble. In deep trouble. This country can't keep going on with the debt. And here's what they do. What they do? Again, think about this. The reason that the 10-year Treasury yield is going down, which always signals, when the yield goes down, it signals two things. The country's in deep trouble because it owes too much money, and the country's in trouble because of its foreign policy. And of course the foreign policy is terrible, and that's why it hurts the economy when nobody has confidence in the foreign policy. I mean, my God. They're releasing Gitmo detainees that go back out and start fighting again. They give $150 billion to Iran, the number one state sponsor of terrorism. Here, go kill the Israelis, they told them. Go kill. Valerie Jarrett, by the way, is a Muslim, and she is Iranian Muslim. She hates Israel, and that's why they got the 150. Nobody reports that. 150 billion. Are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. And Loretta Lynch tells us the best way that we fight ISIS is go ahead and embrace them and love them, and also send over people to show them how to run their economy, fix their economy like ours. Boy, that's unbelievable. They also gave, think of this, they gave to the Brotherhood, Muslim Brotherhood, F-16s, tanks costing you and I $1 billion, and they gave it to the Muslim Brotherhood. Are you kidding? To give to ISIS. Yeah, to love them. Show them they love them and embrace them. They sent them F-16s and tanks to go against Israel. This is nuts. So what do? They're not going to fix the economy. Not when you have a unbelievable, the lowest labor participation rate ever. 95 million people out of work. They can't fix it. They don't know how to fix it. They don't want to fix it. They want it to be this way. So what are you going to do? You got to create wealth. So you come to Phil's Gang, and I'll show you how to create wealth. Use green technology. Use easy charting. Take a couple minutes a week, not even a day. A couple minutes a week. I guide you. I show you. I help you. Our host staff is behind you. And that's what we do. So have a great July 4th. But I want you to remember what July 4th is. Think of our forefathers, our founders. They broke away knowing that they're going to send over the biggest army in the world, and they had no way to protect themselves. And Obama puts a line in the sand and runs. We'll see you on the charts. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Create wealth.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make my dreams.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com.